may come and go, but one thing's always clear. Welcome back, my friend. You know I'm really glad you're here. Yeah.
Hey, welcome back, my friends. I am truly glad you're here on this Monday evening, August 4th, 2025, and we are here at live stream number 207. Show 207. How about that? August 4th. We're into August now. The dog days of summer are upon us. Thanks for being here tonight. I really do appreciate it. If you're new to the live stream, we talk about the channel, which, tractors, attachments, DIY projects, life in the country, that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to talk about tonight. We're just going to free roll, look at the live chats, and interactive live chat. So make sure you post in the comment section if you have any questions or comments. If it's your first time here, please say hi in the live chat so that we can welcome you. Let us know how you found the channel. Was it YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok? Inquiring minds want to know. We do this pretty much every Monday evening, 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Sometimes it's just me. Sometimes we have a guest. Last week, Anne graced us with her presence and was very warmly received. So thank you for all those comments. And we will have her back for sure. But tonight, again, we are going to be interacting in the live chat. So if you have a question, post it in the live chat in this format with the word question followed by your question. And you can ask about the farm here, ask about projects that I'm working on, ask about videos that I've produced. The last video was just kind of cleaning up some firewood and modifying another one of those IBC totes, which are very handy. I've got 3 empty ones left out in the field I need to convert for firewood. I need to take the rails off and then take the bladders out, cut the opening for the firewood. If I can use the bladders or containers, I'll have to cut them in half diagonally and create my rooftop. But I think the ones I have out there are the ones that had the dye in them for the mulch. Turns out that's pretty messy stuff. So if that's what was in them, I will just have to cut them up and throw it away. But if it had any other thing, any kind of clear chemical, toxic or not, as long as I can't see it, it can't be so bad, right? The other ones I had fertilizer. Came from a local company that does lawn maintenance and whatnot, and they had fertilizer in it. So they were cleaned out, and that was pretty nice. So later on, we will do the sticker giveaway before we leave here tonight. So stick around for that. We'll do the sticker giveaway because that's always a fun thing and something to look forward to. If you haven't yet done it, please click that thumbs up. I see somebody on Facebook already clicked the thumbs up. Thank you for that. If you're on Facebook right now, watching from Facebook, you can click that thumbs up and I'll see the little number tick up there. YouTube, I don't see that until later, but I think most of you watch from YouTube. So let's see. We will take a look at the live chat for any questions. You see, you've got my Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival shirt on. That is coming up this month, so we're getting ready for that. Labor Day weekend in southern New Jersey. People travel from all around, so if you want to make a trip, it's a fun time. You can bring your tent, you can bring your camper, your RV, you can camp out almost all week long. You can come in as early as Wednesday morning. The show doesn't start until Friday afternoon, but you can come in as early as Wednesday morning, set up camp, and have a good old time. No hookups. You might get electric if you're lucky, but it's fairgrounds, so there's really no RV hookups, but it's a good time. So if you're looking for a place to go, I highly encourage it. Go to you can Google the Delaware Valley Bluegrass Festival and find the website, ticket information, all that good stuff. But if you get the weekend pass, then you can camp on site for free. It's probably one of the most affordable festivals around, and just a nice it's not huge, but it's big enough and super friendly and just fun. There are people who come to that festival who never even go to the main stage. They just hang out in the camping area and they jam with friends or just they come there just to get together. Anyway, it's a good time. Let's look at some comments. Look who was first tonight. Our good friend Ross on the land. Happy Monday to you, Ross. And also, by the way, to our Canadian friends, it's British Columbia Day. British Columbia Day, August 4th. British Columbia Day in Canada is the name for the first Monday in August, when residents of British Columbia celebrate their local heritage. So, happy British Columbia Day. We could go through some of these a little bit later on too, but it's also National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. So that makes me happy. Anyway, Kent from Hope Construction, I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Your mug is, I don't know if it's on the way, but it's in process for sure. There's our friend Hunter. Good to see you, Hunter. Been chatting with Hunter throughout the week. Hunter catches up on some of the old videos, which is great to see. You know, he'll watch some of the old ones, make a comment, and it's nice to see those videos pop up again. So thank you, Hunter, for that. And I hope you're having a good summer. I know the school year is coming up. Maybe where you are, you might be starting in August. Different places start different times. And there's Chris from the Watershed Overlook. Good to see you, Chris. I enjoyed your picture of your wheel horse that you shared most recently. Chris is a big wheel horse fan. And there is Phil from Peterson Farms of Little Nashville. Good to see you, Phil. I hope everything's going well down there. And David from RCAF Polar Express. My staff has just brought me something exciting for National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. How about that? You just say the word, and there it is. Well, I have to eat it now. National Chocolate Chip Cookie Day. Okay. I could use some milk. Woodster 300. Good to see you. All right. I'm reading comments. Yeah, Phil, this is funny. I was going to talk about this. But I can't talk right now. Because that's rude. I'll save the other cookie for later. So, the thumbnail. I was using AI to create a thumbnail. AI, if you have Photoshop, you can generate a background through AI. So I was just making the thumbnail, and I said something like a lineup of red and green tractors. And that's what it came up with, was that thumbnail of a green tractor with red tires and red wheels. But I guess with AI, you have to be very specific. I mean, AI is a computer, and it's very literal, I suppose. But boy, it's moving fast, and I'd like to have a conversation sometime about AI and how it's going to affect all of our lives. I've already seen the benefits of it in pretty amazing ways, mostly for fun, but it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. I can't remember. What's the, gosh. Every time I remember it, I think I'll never forget, and then I forget again. The Skynet. I just remembered it from Terminator 2. Skynet was when AI, the robots, took over the world. And we watched it a couple weeks ago. Anne hated it. I love it. It's one of my favorite movies, Terminator 2. I believe it took place in 1994, and then 30 years later is when AI was going to take over, which is like now. So it's not that far off, really. But basically, they had to destroy AI in the movie because it was taking over. How far-fetched was that 30 years ago to think about where we are now? Woodster 300 had a can of pink field paint exploded all over your equipment. I'm not laughing, sorry. Yeah. Thanks for mentioning the image. I did want to talk about that. But yeah, AI, I mean, I've used it again with Photoshop. The neatest thing I've seen, and this is probably like a little bit of AI. Like AI can do so many things, especially ChatGPT. I've used it to try and compose a few emails. I actually think I'm a pretty good writer anyway, but I've taken things I've written, entered into ChatGPT, and say, rewrite this, look it over, and then it comes back and it's very well written, probably better written than what I wrote, but then it's like, this isn't me. So I might use a couple suggestions from it, but I still like it to sound like it's from me, and maybe it'll get to the point where it does sound like it's from me. But it's neat because you can say, rewrite this in a lighter tone or rewrite this more professionally. So I've used it a few times like that. And then again, just playing around with it. Like you can ask it to tell you a story. You can just make something up and it'll tell you this great story. And it's pretty smart because one time I tested AI and I asked it something like this. I think I said, tell me about the new Kubota LED television, because I thought maybe it would just make something up. And AI came back and it said, Kubota does not make televisions. There's no LED television coming out by Kubota. So it knew that wasn't true. So I thought that was pretty neat. But anyway, what I've used it for, like in Photoshop, and this has been super handy. Like I love that it can do this. If I took an image, like let's say I took a screenshot of myself right here, right now, but I wanted to make a thumbnail out of it, and I do this several times. I want to make a thumbnail out of it. I'm centered on the screen, but I want to have the text off to the side, but there's not enough room. So I want to shift myself over to the side. So I shift the picture over, which reveals just a blank, maybe 1/3 of the screen is blank at that point because I've shifted it over. And then what you do is you outline the blank area, and then you click on Generate Fill, not PHIL. A picture of Phil came up. Generate Fill, and it will look at the entire picture, and it will guess what should be in that blank area. And of course, in my situation, it's usually a wooded background or a field or something like that. But I mean, it could even look at this room and it would generate something off to the side. So I've used it for thumbnails to do that, where I just have to shift an image and add something to the side. And it does an incredible job. Something that would take a digital artist a long time to do. You can repair things now. You can easily remove things from the background. You can circle something, and even the iPhone has that now, where it's kind of clunky on the iPhone, but sometimes if it's an obvious image, it can take care of it. Like an example I think they use is if you're on the beach and there's a person walking in the background, and you don't want that picture, you don't want that person in the background, you just want a picture of yourself on the beach. On the iPhone, you can just tap that person, and it will delete the person and fill it in with background that matches, and it does a beautiful job. Other things, it's kind of not too good with, but I guess all the programs do that now. But Photoshop, you can do that. You can just circle something and say remove, and it'll remove it and fill it in. So for those things, I think AI can't be beat. But Ann and I were talking about this the other day. I wish she was here. Ann and I were talking about this the other day about what jobs are AI going to take. Every new generation with new technology, I don't want to say we lose jobs because we also create jobs, but things shift. Like Ann always tells a story that her mom, when her mom was a little girl in the 1930s, maybe 30s, she was a little girl in the 30s, she would sit on the porch in Philadelphia, and she would watch the lamplighter come down the street and light each street lamp. That was somebody's job every night, and I guess every morning they had to blow them out or whatever. But she would wait, and that was what she did, was watch the lamplighter. And they lost their job when electricity came out, or when electric streetlights came out. We have no local newspaper anymore, no print newspaper. We do have one. It's not like a daily newspaper, but that was a big thing not too many years ago, to have a county-wide newspaper, and they did sports and politics and news and business and all these things, but that is going away, and I think the big newspapers are going to do the same thing. They're going to go away. Radio stations are struggling. I have to be honest. I listen to Spotify or Sirius XM. That's a whole nother story. I just had an argument with them. Not an argument. I don't argue, but I don't listen to broadcast radio much anymore, except in the Ranger. In the Ranger, you have to listen to broadcast, but you can listen to AM. I don't know why, or FM. I don't know how AM is even still around. How is AM radio even a thing? How's that even a thing anymore? Maybe in certain parts of the country where it's super rural, that's all people have. But do you listen to AM radio? Does anybody out there listen to AM radio? I don't know how it's even a thing. I really don't. Sometimes I'll listen to it just out of like a novelty, because it has a different sound. And but there's very few AM stations, and anything I tune into seems to be political talk anyway, not really entertainment. So I don't know how it's even a thing. Chris, my friend, so generous. How do you know I need a new tractor? I was really frustrated today because I tried to lift up a big solid cement block. It's one that when we had the contractor here working on the house, he built this. He has a farm too, so he built this box to make a weight for his tractor, or for his attachment, and it's like 4 feet wide, 2 feet high, 2 feet deep. So it's, how many cubic feet is that? I don't know, but he filled it with concrete. When they poured the foundation, whatever was left in the truck, they poured it in this box. My little tractor can't pick it up. I'm gonna guess that it weighs 1,000 pounds, because today I tried to get the forks not under it. He made like a loop, so I could drive the fork under it like a hook, and almost back to the pins. With the pallet forks, you're lifting from the back, and I got it like an inch off the ground one time, and that was it. And I thought, I'm just frustrated that I can't pick that up, because I know that a lot of these other brands, TYM, LS, Coyote, they have better lift capacities. Mine is like 1,000 pounds, maybe 1,100 pounds. It's like, I'd like to be able to lift this up. Now, I know if I had a tractor that could lift that up, then I would go to something else, like a big tree that's down or something, and it might weigh 3,000 pounds. Then I'll be like, I wish I could lift this tree up. But, you're always going to want more. But I feel like there are a lot of things that aren't out of the question, aren't unreasonable, that I would like this tractor to do. So, yeah, I really was kind of frustrated today, Chris, thinking, man, this thing is not lifting what it should, or what I need it to. It lifts exactly what it should. So, hey, Jennifer, good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Tap that Sugar Shack. He's going to win tonight. All right. Hope so. I hope you win. Yes, I say that to all the viewers. Jalen, Outdoors, good to see you. Kevin and Linda and Mark. All the cool kids are here tonight, for sure. I better look at these comments and see if you have any questions, because I've been doing all the talking. And I think we need some other conversation. All right, yeah, I'm behind on these. Thank you, Ann, for the cookies. Appreciate it. I'll be down for milk later. Come on, Chris. How'd you know it was Ann who dropped off the cookie? I said staff. I just wanted to feel important. I should have said my producer brought me a cookie, right? Yep. There's Craig. Good to see you. Yes, AI is moving scary fast. Scary. No, you're not late. Woodster has a comment. It's a question, but not really a question. It's more of a quote, more of a comment. Woodster 300 pulled the trigger on one of those bottomless buckets and picked it up today. Nice bucket, well made, USA. Very nice. Is that the one we were talking about with the, like it's almost like a dumpster that you can move around? I think that might be it. Anyway, glad you got it. That's pretty fun. So, yeah, with the AI, Linda's saying you can't believe everything you see or hear or read. It's getting really, I wonder if it's going to make us wiser. I was going to say smarter, but I don't think that's the case. But I wonder if it's going to make us wiser, where we're really going to check, because I know that when like 2010 is, I believe, when Facebook came out, when YouTube started to take off. Like 2010 was really the beginning of social media. In that, around that time, 2008, 9, 10, whatever it was, we didn't have social media prior to that, except for I guess MySpace, but that was, for the kids basically. It didn't have the impact that Facebook has, and Twitter and those kind of things. But that all started in the mid 2000, well, is that the mid, whatever, 2010-ish area. And I can remember getting emails from friends prior to social media, and they would directly email you with so many false stories, and we still had the internet, so it wasn't hard to check them, but there was no social media. So instead of posting, people would email their friends like a big list, like, can you believe so and so did this, or this person said this, like not friends, but like media or politics. And I kind of have a bit of a BS meter when it comes to that. And you do a simple little internet search and like, well, that's not true. And then you'd reply all saying, no, that's not true about this. And then with social media, it just got more and more out of hand, where people would believe almost anything and reshare it. And I think we might be getting better at that. I think I'm not going to go down this rabbit hole, but I think we're getting better at knowing what's not true. I don't know, and I don't want to go there. So, Anyway, it's Jake from ITC Quick Attach. Good, Jake. Believe it or not, this is the truth. Speaking of what's true and what's not true, Jake from ITC Quick Attach. Can I tell you that I almost texted you today? For whatever reason, I was cutting some small trees in the woods today, and I don't know why, but I thought about Jake from ITC Quick Attach. I had nothing to do with the tractor. I wasn't doing anything like that, but I thought about you today, Jake, and I'm glad you're here so that I can tell you in front of the world that I hope you're doing well. And maybe I'll still reach out to you, but the truth is, I thought about you today. So that's pretty neat that you're here tonight. I really do appreciate that. Okay, I still don't see questions. Hello, Margaret from New Jersey. It's a great state to live in, for sure. I love New Jersey, but I also have lived here my entire life. So I don't know. Maybe I'd love wherever I am. But I especially love New Jersey because it gets a bad rap, or it has through the years. But it's a great state. It really is. Oh, nice. Nice conversation there. Craig has the ITC Quick Attach. Saw Boss. Great product. Loves it. Jake says thank you. Indeed. Okay. And Jake getting deep in the weeds here with AI, good at coding. And that's what Ann said the other day, how they're using it for coding, and it can write a program, and uh, that is going to take jobs for developers. In a way, maybe they would not welcome losing their job, but welcome having the help of, like, find the problem in this code, which I don't even understand coding at all. I mean, I come from the generation where, we got the Radio Shack Tandy computer, and you could write some kind of code, and then it would spit out it would print hello or something like that. So that was coding at its most basic form. But how people write apps for phones and computer programs and software, it's amazing to me. So I think AI is going to be helpful with that, for better or for worse. But it's technology. Look, I remember when I used to use a local printer for printing business cards, letterhead, things like that, brochures, because I had a video production business. So I'd get the local printer to design and print brochures, and this was in the early 1990s, because back then all we had was, if we were lucky, we had a inkjet, bubble jet printer, but usually it was I probably still had the one with the lines, and you tore the sides off the paper. So you had to go to the printer to get things made. And I remember in the mid 1990s, I bought a black and white laser jet or laser printer, had the drum, and I paid like $900 for it. Laser printer, and I printed a brochure, I think, with it. Whatever it was, I printed something with it. Now, I needed lots of copies, so I still took it to the printer, and I used it as a proof, and I said, can you use this and make copies? And I remember the printer, Bill, great guy, was astounded. Like, he took out this jeweler's glass, and he's looking at my paper through this jeweler's glass, and he's like, how many dots is that, or what's the DPI of that? And he's like, that's amazing. Like, it was better than what he could do in his print shop. And I kind of felt bad for him in a way. But so, I mean, there are still printers. That printer's not around anymore, but there are still print shops, because people need bulk, like big things printed. So that's still there. But the days of small businesses getting, 300 brochures printed, that's gone because you can spit those out easy enough now. If you even do print, if you don't just do online. So point is everything changes. But we were talking about like what jobs are going to be relatively secure, like service jobs, hands-on jobs. You might use AI, you might use robotic tools, but I think hands-on service jobs are still going to be needed. And again, there'll be new jobs created, things we don't even know about, things we haven't even thought of. So, wait, I'm looking for a comment. Okay, Pete listens to AM radio during football season because they have local teams. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we used to have, again, in the county, we had an FM radio station, and it was a big deal. Like they had music, they had news, they would do interviews. It was sort of like podcasts, but it was FM radio, and it was a big deal. Like they would cover election day live, and this is like in the, again, 80s, 90s, but it was exciting to have that. They'd wait for election results at the courthouse and they'd broadcast it live, and now you just have it on the internet and keep hitting refresh. They would interview people. It was neat, and we're getting back to that, I think, with YouTube, with social media, with podcasts. Maybe that'll kind of come full circle, and there's not a whole lot of live stuff happening now, but maybe that will happen as cell service gets better, or maybe there'll be Wi-Fi coverage or satellite internet that takes things, basically available everywhere. That may open up new opportunities. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. Life goes on. Things have changed from 100 years ago. They'll change 100 years from now, and of course we'll all be gone. And then the next group can work on it. But it's all going to be fine. It's fine. All right. You're all just talking to yourself. Who's your handyman? Good to see you. Any new interior projects planned for the house or the barn? Yeah, there is. Like mostly just cleaning up the barn, but I want to fix it up more. Like the back of the barn. We were just talking about this the other day. It's got unfinished plywood on the back, and it's rotten on the bottom because the rain's splashing up against it. And it was started but not finished. And at this point, I need to tear all that off and probably put metal siding on it, but just tidying up. So, yeah. So that, and Chris has a question about the projects around the property. A homestead update, upcoming or ongoing projects or improvements at the Camp MCG. I've got stone to spread. Yes, I have got more mulching to do with the Baumolite mini skid steer, or I should say Ann has more mulching to do. We're clearing areas. We're involved with a federal program now where we are managing the forest. As you know, we've got 33 acres of forest here, and through the NRC, NRCS, Craig knows. We've talked about it. But we're managing invasive species in the forest. We're clear cutting areas to open up the canopy for more growth, and that is a contract with it's not even with the state program, it's a federal program. And they came out and they walked the property with us, and then we designated an area where we're going to work, and then we get paid for that. It's a I don't think it's a government subsidy. I don't think that's what you'd call it, but Maybe it is. But the government, is helping keep these wooded areas managed and maintained. Anyway, that's a program we applied for, and we were awarded the grant, and that's going to allow us to manage the forest, maintain the forest, and also help pay our property taxes or whatever you want to do. They pay you because they recognize that what you're doing out there costs money. That you're buying equipment, you're buying fuel for your chainsaws, whatever you're doing. It's your time, but you're also benefiting the environment. So that's whether it be content or not, that's a lot of work that's going on the property. So, Logger John, no rain in 2 weeks. Gosh, we've had so much rain this season. It's been now, what, a week? But, I mean, the grass has been growing constantly. It's beautiful. The humidity has been so high that the grass is wet all day long, which helps the grass grow but makes it difficult to mow. Yep. All right, I'm just reading here. Hello there, John Ritter from A Ritter Bit Will Do. Did you see John's short video? I saw it on, maybe it was on TikTok, with a remote control brush mower. Like, John, I need to know more about that thing. Remote control. That's fun. If you watch Clarkson's Farm, they had a remote control like the Baumolite stand-on mini skid steer, but it was remote control, and he would send that thing into the woods. I know I would end up probably dumping it or tipping it over because I'd go too far with it, and we have some serious hills here. But I would like a remote control brush cutter where you just send it in. That'd be so cool. See what I'm doing there? Look at that. I could do it. Anyway, John, we want to know more about that mower. And John installed the turbo on his BX, on his Kubota BX, turbocharged. So check out John's channel because he'll be doing some updates on that. A turbocharged Kubota BX subcompact tractor. That's a way fun thing. Linda, the shirts are whatever color you want. There'll be a new design that says the 54th or, I don't know, 53rd. Wait, I don't have it in front of me. I should know this, but I think it's the 53rd. Unless it's the 54th. What's that say? 52nd? Doesn't matter whether it's the 53rd or 54th. I don't know. But the fact is, there'll be a new shirt, as there is every year. But there's a t-shirt guy who sets up, and he's like a really cool guy. And he makes t-shirts on the spot. They have the silk screening equipment. He's like in a covered wagon. And they have the silk screen equipment set up for the multiple colors, and you just go up and you're like, I want a blue one, or I want it on this t-shirt. And they have some that are pre-printed, other ones that, like, it's just, you pick anything you want. So, and you can get it printed on the front and the back. It's got the lineup on the back. So we do buy a t-shirt every year. It's kind of our thing. And you got to walk away with something. I think this was last year's. I don't even know if it was last year or the year before. But anyway, the point is you can get whatever color you want, and you can only get them at the festival, and then they're gone. So it's well worth it to get it while you're there, because you'll miss out. It's like when you get the photos if you take a cruise and they offer you the photos, you have to buy them when you're out at sea, and when you get to dock, you can't buy them anymore because that's something to do with business, foreign waters or whatever it's called. But the fact is you can't get the t-shirts after the festival because they print them right there. All right. Harriet's Chariot finally made it back to a live stream. Well, thank you for being here. We are really happy to see you back. Thank you. I knew Craig knew all about this stuff. The NRCS. My first management plan is almost done. I've been cutting invasives too. I've described the funding as cost sharing. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. It's not a handout, that's for sure. You're working for it. Um, but that's neat. And Craig's in a different state, New England somewhere, I think. But it's pretty neat. You know, it's a pretty neat program if you get into it. Especially if you're gonna be working in your forest anyway. Why not try and get some help? That's what I said. That's what we said. All right, Logger John, take care of yourself. Melissa, Hunter's friend. Hunter is bringing on more people all the time. Thank you, Hunter. Thank you for Melissa. Thank you, Melissa, for being here. Appreciate that. We've had Hunter's teachers here, Sister Holly, and now Melissa. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Yeah, with the printing, it's. I like technology. I've always liked technology, and I'm happy when people talk about wanting to go back to a different time. I mean, I reminisce, like, yeah, it seems like to go back to the time of Little House on the Prairie seems so quaint because it was on TV, but it was a lot of work. I like that, but I like where we are. I like technology. I like today better than 10 years ago. Like when I first got my iPhone, I think it was 2010 when the iPhone came out. I got the iPhone, and in order, Google was out, so I had my Google Calendar, but the iPhone wasn't made to talk to Google. And this is so weird. Every night I'd come home because I could update my Google Calendar on my computer. I could update events on my phone, but they didn't sync. They didn't talk to each other. Like now you update on your computer and it shows up on your phone. That wasn't the way it was when I was a young guy in 2010. I had to come home at night, plug my phone into my computer. I had to pay for software that would sync my Google Calendar to my phone calendar, and that was it until the next day. So if I had updates during the day, I wouldn't see them until that night. It was clunky. My first iPhone wouldn't record video. It had a camera on it, one single little camera, but I bought an app that would allow it to actually record video because the iPhones didn't record video then. So I like where we are with technology. If you use it right, then it can be good stuff. I mean, look what we're doing right now. Look at what we're doing right at this moment. I'm in my house broadcasting on Facebook and YouTube simultaneously, 1080p resolution, going out live potentially to the world. It's pretty cool. Yes. Will I like it more? Will you like it more in 10 years than you do today? I think I will. I think it's only going to get, I don't know about better, but yeah, I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid of where it's going. I'll deal with it. Again, it'll be what it is, and we'll adjust because people couldn't imagine where we are today. So here's an actual question from Roadster. Do you have a brush hog on your B2601? I do, and it is a actual brush hog brand. It's the Squealer, and I bought a 48-inch for it, although I do believe it would handle a 60-inch. So mine's a 4-foot. I specifically looked for a 4-foot because it's a small tractor with it's only 4 feet wide itself. So I've got the 4-foot. But I think, personally, you could check with somebody who knows more than me, I think it would handle a 5-foot. I've got a 5-foot flail mower. The rototiller is also a 60-inch. So I think you could get away with a 5-foot. I guess it depends on what you're going to be cutting with it. I mean, I'm fine with the 4-foot, but obviously it's going to take you longer to do whatever you're doing. So there's your answer. Okay. I'm looking to hide that comment. There we go. There we go. So Harriet's Chariot getting deep on us. Socioeconomic status aside, I think this is the easiest time to exist as a human being. I'll tell you, I mean, we're living longer, right? It's funny that it seems like, this is such a tangent, but we're like the unhealthiest generation, right? But yet we're living longer. I think a lot of that has to do with, well, first of all, we don't all smoke like we used to. Everybody, not we. I never smoked in my life, but my mom did, and she's dead, by the way. So that didn't work out too well. It wasn't lung cancer; it was colon cancer, but still could have been caused from smoking. But she was in that generation. She went to She started smoking in nursing school. That's when she started smoking. When she went to nursing school, all the nurses smoked. Everybody smoked. There was smoking indoors back then. Some states still allow that. New Jersey, thank goodness, there's no smoking indoors, unless you're a casino and you have the right strings to pull. But casinos, you can smoke. But everywhere else in New Jersey, not even bars, you can't smoke. But I also think like climate control, air conditioning. I think it's hard on your body when you're trying to sleep and it's terribly hot. Or even driving our cars. Didn't have air conditioning in the cars in the 1950s and 60s too much. We live in a very comfortable environment, unless you're one of those people that have to work outside. And we all work outside, but not some people. I can see these folks who are doing blacktop and working out, just physical labor all day long. I mean, kudos to you. That's hard. I can do some physical labor, but not all day, every day. So, anyway, it is a good time to be alive, right? It's a good time. It's all about your attitude, I think. We'll get through. Technology will change. Things will change. But it's all going to be okay. And, yeah, Jake, future generations, I'm sure that our grandparents worried about us because things were changing. They'll adapt. These kids will adapt. They're going to be just fine. Just fine. I'm kind of excited to be, I'm 50, how old am I? 57? I think I'm 57. I went through a time where I thought I was older than I was. Like for a whole year, I forget what year that was. Might have been 52 or 53. But for a whole year, I thought I was a year older than I was. So when my birthday came out, I was like, wait, I thought I already was that age. So I gained a bonus year for that. Anyway, 57 or so now, and I still feel perfectly the same as I did when I was 20, other than a few kinks here and there. But essentially, I'm healthy and I feel great. But I'm excited that there's a new generation coming up, and they're going to be the leaders of tomorrow. And I'm excited what they're going to do for us. Not just for us, but for the world. These kids are sharp today. These crazy kids. But believe me, Jake, they're going to be just fine. Believe me. They're going to adapt. They're going to make the world their own, and they're going to do just great. They are. Yep. So, yeah. So let's do a sticker giveaway. This has been a good conversation, but now let's shift the conversation to the sticker giveaway that everybody loves. A few of you, I think, were new. So if you're new, the way this works is as follows. I'm going to share a word or a phrase on the screen, and you're going to type it in the live chat exactly the way you see it, and then we will randomly draw a winner tonight. Live stream only. If you're watching the playback, you can just see who won, but you can't participate. Facebook and YouTube, Either one, you're going to just share a word or a phrase on the screen exactly the way you see it. Tonight's word, hashtag. You have to use the hashtag. No space. Cool. I said that because the heat wave, we got a break from the heat wave. It's warming up again later this week, maybe tomorrow. But it's been in the upper 70s, lower 80s. It's been really nice. It cooled off a bit. So hashtag cool, no space, uppercase or lowercase. It doesn't matter. And we will randomly select someone through the computer. I don't think it's AI, but it's computerized. The computer will pick someone randomly tonight to win these stickers, and then I'll send them to you. See how Dan the Dad did it. Hashtag cool. Hunter, hashtag cool. Jim, nicely done. Jennifer, by the way, you only have to enter once. If you enter more than once, it's going to throw it out anyway. But again, uppercase or lowercase, it's okay. Brian is on Facebook, hashtag cool. Kevin's watching from YouTube, hashtag cool. What am I saying? Anyway, we'll draw this off shortly. Got a 1 in 13 chance of winning right now. Pretty good odds, if you ask me. But I'm sure that more people will enter. Dale Wallace received his stickers on Saturday. Good to hear. Yeah, sometimes they don't go out right away, so you got to bear with it. Got to have patience. Because, life is busy. Things happen. All right. Oh, now a 1 in 14 chance of winning. But here we go. We'll let this play out. Oh my gosh, it's Ford 4600. That's our friend Hunter. He's been wanting to win. You did it, Hunter. You did it. You did it. Congratulations. All right, so Hunter, I don't know that you've ever sent me an email, but you're going to have to do this for me. You're going to have to send me, because I know that we had sent some things through the school. So you let me know how you're going to do that. I know you've got maybe your sister, your teachers here as well, but whatever you want to do. If you want to contact me directly, Hunter, you need to email me. And if I'm talking slowly, it's because I'm looking for, there it is, for the email. Contact mcgtv@gmail.com. Write that down, Hunter. Contact mcgtv@gmail.com or watch the playback. And that's the email address. You'll need to send me your mailing address, and I will put these in the mail for you. Congratulations, Hunter. Everybody give it up for Hunter for winning the stickers tonight. All right. You did it. You did it. Yep. Good work, Hunter. Congratulations. You did it. World's best cup of coffee. Excellent. Well, I hope that the weather's good where you are. I hope you're being productive and getting good things done and enjoying the summertime. I hope you're getting out, whether it be outside or traveling. Some people don't like summer. So I've got a friend who loves the cold. She loves winter. She goes to Colorado in the wintertime because that's what she loves. I love summer, so I'm thinking you need to get out there and enjoy it while you can, because we are into August now, and the end of August is Labor Day weekend, and that is the unofficial end of summer. Summer still goes on for a little while, but I guess with school starting and everything. Anyway, that's my take on summer. I love it. It's been brutally hot. It's been oppressive. It's been yucky, but I still like it. I mean, I don't like being in it, but I still prefer it over winter. What we have here the last few days, beautiful. Love it. Bring it on. That's what summer should be. At any rate, listen, have a good week. I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching the videos. If you haven't watched the last video, I hope you'll go back and watch that. It all helps the channel. Anytime you watch a video, you comment, you click the thumbs up on it, you engage with it. The algorithm likes that. It helps me. It helps us keep doing this. As much as I love doing it, I love for you to interact as well. Yeah, I hit that. Anyway, thanks a bunch. I do appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And as always, I look forward to seeing you next time.